It can be said that Tyrannosaurus rex is the most captivating dinosaur in the public's imagination. T-Rex possessed an enormous size, reaching 12 meters, 39 feet in length, and weighing over 8 tons, with the strongest bite force in terrestrial animal history, estimated between 35,000 to 58,000 newtons. Its massive skull, razor-sharp teeth, and powerful hunting posture made T-Rex a symbol of dominance, sparking curiosity about how it hunted, moved, and lived. If you are a fan of Tyrannosaurus rex, you have surely wondered at least once, where did T-Rex come from? The answer is Daspletosaurus, the frightful lizard, the strongest contender for the title of T-Rex's predecessor. Many believe that T-Rex was the first true tyrant, but in reality, Daspletosaurus came first. As one of the last dinosaurs before the KT extinction event, T-Rex represents the golden age of dinosaurs, marking the peak of evolution among predatory animals. Featured in movies, video games, comics, and scientific documentaries, especially through Jurassic Park, 1993, T-Rex has become an immortal icon of the prehistoric world, far beyond just an extinct creature. Everyone knows T-Rex, and if you are a true fan of T-Rex, you cannot overlook Daspletosaurus. If T-Rex was the greatest tyrant of the late Cretaceous, then Daspletosaurus was the pioneer, a powerful predator that terrorized North America millions of years before T-Rex ever appeared. Daspletosaurus shared many similarities with T-Rex, from its thick skeletal structure and oval-shaped teeth designed for crushing bones to its powerful bite force, second only to its famous descendant. However, there was one major difference. Daspletosaurus may have been the first tyrannosaur to evolve specialized adaptations for hunting armored prey, such as horned dinosaurs, Neoceratopsians, and even ankylosaurs. This shift in predatory strategy paved the way for the hunting techniques that T-Rex would later perfect. More than just a solitary predator, fossil evidence suggests that Daspletosaurus may have hunted in groups, an extremely rare behavior among tyrannosaurs. This would have made it one of the most strategically dangerous predators of its time, potentially laying the foundation for the dominance of the tyrannosaur lineage in the late Cretaceous. Although science has yet to confirm with absolute certainty that Daspletosaurus was the direct ancestor of T-Rex, many studies have highlighted strong anatomical and evolutionary similarities between the two. According to research by Carr et al., 2017, Daspletosaurus may have undergone gradual evolution, anagenesis, transitioning from a mid-sized tyrannosaur into the greatest predator of all time, Tyrannosaurus rex. We all know that T-Rex was the ultimate tyrant of the late Cretaceous, but before its reign, there were predators that paved the way for its dominance. Among them, Daspletosaurus stands as one of the most important names. If T-Rex is an immortal icon, then Daspletosaurus is the shadow lurking in history, the one that laid the foundation for the legend. So T-Rex enthusiasts, are you ready to uncover the secrets of its predecessor, Daspletosaurus? If your answer is yes, then this video is definitely for you. But first, we have a little question for you. Question: in which movie did Tyrannosaurus rex first make its iconic appearance in cinema? A. Jurassic Park, 1993. B. King Kong, 1933. C. The Lost World, 1925. D. When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth, 1970. Answer: C. The Lost World, 1925. 1993 turned T-Rex into a global superstar. Its first cinematic appearance was actually in The Lost World, 1925, a silent film based on Arthur Conan Doyle's novel. The movie utilized stop-motion animation to bring dinosaurs to life, paving the way for T-Rex's legendary status in Hollywood. I bet you're just as surprised as I was to learn this. T-Rex has been on the big screen for 100 years now, an entire century of cinematic dominance. So if you love T-Rex, don't forget to share this video with fellow dinosaur enthusiasts. And now let's dive into the world of Daspletosaurus, the ghostly predator that lurked in the shadows of dinosaur history. Daspletosaurus was one of the most prominent tyrannosaurs of the Cretaceous period, But the journey to its discovery was far from straightforward. The first fossil of Daspletosaurus was unearthed in 1921 by American paleontologist Charles M. Sternberg in Alberta, Canada. This specimen included a complete skull and over 50% of its skeleton, a rare find among tyrannosaurs, as their fossils are usually discovered in fragmented and incomplete conditions. At first, scientists mistakenly classified Daspletosaurus as Gorgosaurus, another tyrannosaur that lived during the same time. This confusion arose because both species shared similar sizes, sharp teeth, and elongated skulls. However, in the following decades, detailed studies on skeletal structure revealed key differences between the two. As a result, paleontologist Dale Russell officially reclassified Daspletosaurus as a distinct genus in 1970. The species was named Daspletosaurus turosus, with Daspletosaurus meaning frightful lizard, a name that perfectly reflects its fearsome nature. In the years that followed, paleontologists uncovered additional fossils belonging to the Daspletosaurus genus, leading to the recognition of two more species: Daspletosaurus horneri, 2017, Daspletosaurus wilsoni, 2022. These discoveries provide strong evidence that Daspletosaurus underwent continuous evolution over millions of years. More importantly, they highlight its close evolutionary connection to Tyrannosaurus rex, further fueling the debate on whether Daspletosaurus was a direct ancestor of the legendary T-Rex. Before Tyrannosaurus rex rose to dominance, Daspletosaurus was one of the largest tyrannosaurs in North America, holding the position of the apex predator in its ecosystem. With an average length of 8.5 to 9 meters, 28 to 30 feet, and a hip height of around 2.2 meters, 7.2 feet, this fearsome theropod could weigh up to 3 tons as an adult. The largest specimen ever discovered is estimated to have reached a staggering 5.5 tons, making Daspletosaurus one of the most massive predators of its time. Although smaller than T-Rex, Daspletosaurus was by no means weaker. Unlike some of its more gracile relatives, such as Gorgosaurus, which had a leaner and more agile build, Daspletosaurus was built for raw power. It possessed a stocky body, thick bones, and a robust skull, making it well adapted for a hunting strategy that relied on brute force rather than speed or agility. Fossil studies indicate that Daspletosaurus had a wider and heavier skull than Gorgosaurus, granting it a stronger bite force. This adaptation suggests that it was more suited for a bone-crushing hunting style, much like T-Rex, rather than the flesh-slicing approach seen in smaller, more gracile tyrannosaurs. One of the standout features of Daspletosaurus was its dense and thick bones, which provided exceptional durability during combat or while taking down large, heavily armored prey. This structural advantage was particularly useful when facing ceratopsians, horned dinosaurs, or ankylosaurs, both of which possessed formidable defenses. Unlike the faster and more agile Gorgosaurus or Albertosaurus, Daspletosaurus traded speed for endurance. Its sturdy build allowed it to engage in prolonged battles with prey without tiring as quickly, making it a relentless predator. While T-Rex had tiny, nearly useless arms, Daspletosaurus had proportionally longer forelimbs, a rare trait among Tyrannosauridae. Scientists suggest that these stronger arms may have been used to grip struggling prey or provide additional support in close-range combat. In the world of dinosaurs, a predator's dominance wasn't solely determined by size or strength. It also depended on hunting strategy, adaptability, and competition within the ecosystem. Daspletosaurus may not have been the largest or fastest tyrannosaur, but it possessed an ultimate weapon, a terrifying bite force, and teeth specialized for crushing bone. Combined with remarkable endurance and a brute force hunting style, Daspletosaurus rose to the top of the food chain in southern Laramidia, maintaining its reign despite fierce competition from other formidable predators like Gorgosaurus. One of Daspletosaurus' most fearsome weapons was its bone-crushing teeth, which were perfectly optimized for delivering a devastating, lethal bite. According to a study by T.D. Carr et al., 2017, Daspletosaurus had one of the strongest bite forces among all dinosaurs, second only to Tyrannosaurus rex. Advanced digital modeling of skull morphology has revealed that Daspletosaurus possessed a thick and robust skull structure, allowing it to withstand immense bite pressure when attacking prey. Highly developed jaw muscles, enabling it to generate an estimated bite force of 8,000 to 10,000 newtons, significantly stronger than Gorgosaurus, its contemporary predator. While not as powerful as T-Rex, 35,000 to 58,000 newtons, as estimated by Erickson et al., 2005, its bite force was still more than enough to crush bone and pierce the thick hides of large herbivorous dinosaurs. Further research by Snively et al., 2019, indicates that Daspletosaurus had a wider and more durable skull compared to many other theropods, allowing it to bite into hard bone without breaking its own teeth. This suggests that Daspletosaurus may have been adapted to hunt heavily armored prey, such as Ceratopsidae horned dinosaurs, Ankylosauridae armored dinosaurs. These were some of the most challenging prey in the late Cretaceous, and most other predators lacked the bite force necessary to take them down. With its bone-crushing bite and powerful skull, Daspletosaurus was a true brute force predator, capable of overpowering even the most well-defended dinosaurs of its time. Unlike theropods with long, slender teeth designed for slicing flesh, Daspletosaurus' teeth were oval-shaped in cross-section, allowing them to withstand immense pressure while crushing bone. Its thick, robust teeth featured serrated edges, enabling it to securely grip prey while tearing through soft tissue with ease. Fossil evidence from Hadrosauridae, duck-billed dinosaurs, reveals deep bite marks that penetrated all the way to the bone marrow, proving that Daspletosaurus didn't just bite to kill, it bit to crush and destroy bone. This bone-crushing ability was an extremely rare adaptation among theropods, shared only by Tyrannosaurus rex. When Daspletosaurus attacked its prey, it didn't just pierce skin and muscle. Its bite delivered enough crushing force to snap spinal columns or shatter leg bones, rendering prey incapable of escape. This gave it a significant advantage, allowing it to take down massive herbivores without the need for prolonged pursuit, making it one of the most efficient and brutal predators of its time. Daspletosaurus did not rely on speed to hunt. Its strategy was built entirely on raw power. Upon spotting its prey, it would approach slowly but deliberately, using its sturdy legs to maintain balance, while its massive skull and razor-sharp teeth prepared for a devastating strike. When Daspletosaurus bit down, it didn't just sink its teeth into flesh. It used its entire body weight to drive its bite deeper, generating an immense crushing force capable of obliterating muscle tissue instantly. But the most terrifying part of its attack wasn't the initial bite, it was what came immediately after. Once its teeth were embedded in its prey, Daspletosaurus would violently jerk its head to the side or pull backward, ripping flesh and shattering bones under the sheer force of its movement. This bone-tearing technique left severe, often fatal wounds, making recovery nearly impossible. This strategy was particularly effective against large herbivores, because even if the initial bite didn't kill the prey outright, the deep wounds and heavy blood loss would gradually weaken it, allowing Daspletosaurus to stalk and finish it off later. Duck-billed dinosaurs like Corythosaurus and Gryposaurus, which lacked strong defensive adaptations, stood little chance of escaping once they were targeted. Even horned dinosaurs like Centrosaurus, which had formidable defenses, could be crippled by strategic bites to the legs or neck, leaving them defenseless against the final attack. With overwhelming bite force and a brutal hunting technique, Daspletosaurus was a relentless predator, ensuring that once it had locked onto its prey, escape was nearly impossible. Despite being a notorious apex predator, Daspletosaurus was not the only top hunter in its ecosystem. It had to compete with Gorgosaurus, a lighter but more agile tyrannosaur. Gorgosaurus had superior speed, making it more efficient at hunting faster-moving prey, such as duck-billed dinosaurs, Hadrosauridae. Daspletosaurus, on the other hand, had a heavier body, a more reinforced skull, and a stronger bite force, giving it the upper hand in direct confrontations and ambush-style hunting. Fossil evidence has revealed bite marks on bones from both species, suggesting they may have fought over territory and food sources. While Gorgosaurus was more common in northern Laramidia, Daspletosaurus dominated the southern regions, where larger and more heavily armored prey were abundant. This ecological difference may explain why Daspletosaurus evolved a much stronger bite force, allowing it to take down tougher prey, whereas Gorgosaurus specialized in chasing and capturing more agile herbivores. These two predators likely occupied different niches within the same environment, minimizing direct competition, yet still engaging in occasional deadly confrontations. We've just uncovered many fascinating details about the physical characteristics of Daspletosaurus. What are your thoughts on T-Rex's formidable predecessor? Share your opinions in the comments section below. Fossil evidence suggests that Daspletosaurus may have lived in groups, but its social structure was likely built on intense competition, even cannibalism. This indicates that Daspletosaurus was not only a formidable predator, but also one of the most aggressive tyrannosaurs ever discovered. One of the biggest questions about Daspletosaurus is, did it live and hunt in packs like lions, or was it a solitary predator like crocodiles? While most theropods are generally believed to have been solitary hunters, certain fossil discoveries suggest that Daspletosaurus may have engaged in some form of social behavior. However, its group dynamics were probably very different from modern pack-hunting animals like wolves or lions. Instead, its social behavior may have resembled that of Komodo dragons or crocodiles, where multiple individuals gathered around a kill but still competed aggressively, even attacking each other. A remarkable discovery was reported in 2009 in Montana, USA, where paleontologists uncovered the fossils of 3 Daspletosaurus individuals alongside the remains of a hadrosaur, duck-billed dinosaur. Geological analysis suggested that all 3 predators may have died at the same time, possibly due to a natural disaster or an unsuccessful group hunt. According to Curry et al., 2011, the presence of multiple Daspletosaurus fossils in the same location could indicate a form of cooperative hunting behavior, similar to what has been documented in Gorgosaurus and Albertosaurus. However, there is still debate over whether Daspletosaurus truly hunted in coordinated packs or if these individuals simply gathered around a carcass, competing for food rather than working together. Daspletosaurus may have hunted in groups, particularly when targeting large, well-defended prey like horned or mature duck-billed dinosaurs. However, unlike modern pack hunters, such as lions or wolves, they likely did not have clearly defined roles within the group. Even when hunting together, they may have competed aggressively for the best cuts of meat, much like Komodo dragons today. One of the most fascinating discoveries about Daspletosaurus is that many of its fossils bear bite marks on the skull, suggesting that intraspecific combat, fights between members of the same species, was a common occurrence. These injuries may have resulted from territorial disputes, where dominant individuals fought to establish their claim over a hunting ground. Mating competition, similar to how many modern animals battle for the right to reproduce. Food conflicts, especially when multiple individuals gathered around a carcass, leading to aggressive encounters. A study by Hone et al., 2013, revealed that many Daspletosaurus skull fossils show deep bite marks, with some wounds showing signs of healing while others never recovered. This suggests that not all fights were fatal. Many individuals survived brutal encounters, as evidenced by healed wounds on their skulls. Some injuries never healed, indicating that certain individuals may have been killed by their own kind. In some cases, bite marks were deep enough to expose the bone, with signs of tooth punctures and feeding behavior. This leads to a chilling conclusion. Daspletosaurus may have practiced cannibalism in certain situations. Whether this was opportunistic scavenging on a dead rival or outright predation on weaker individuals, the evidence paints a picture of a fiercely competitive and ruthless predator, one that was just as dangerous to its own kind as it was to its prey. A Daspletosaurus skull discovered in Canada bore unmistakable bite marks from another individual of the same species. What makes this finding particularly striking is that there were no signs of healing, indicating that the bite occurred after the individual's death. The deep tooth impressions suggest that it may have been scavenged by its own kind. According to a study by Bell et al., 2017, cannibalism in Daspletosaurus could have occurred under certain conditions: food scarcity. When resources were limited, individuals may have fed on the remains of their own species to survive. Territorial or food disputes. A weaker individual may have been killed in a dominant struggle, and its body became a meal for the victor. This behavior is not unusual in the animal kingdom. Today, crocodiles, lions, and Komodo dragons have been observed killing and consuming members of their own species when facing harsh environmental conditions. Did our Daspletosaurus content satisfy your curiosity? If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of T-Rex's fiercest predecessors, don't forget to share this video with fellow dinosaur enthusiasts. And remember, our channel is packed with even more thrilling content, including Earth's deadliest land and why the ocean was safer. The shortest and most tragic lifespan in human history. Check them out, you won't be disappointed. The appearance of Tyrannosaurus rex was not a random event in evolutionary history, but the result of millions of years of change and adaptation within the Tyrannosauridae family. Before T-Rex became the dominant predator of North America, there were earlier tyrannosaurs that laid the foundation for its development. Daspletosaurus is one of the strongest candidates, considered by many paleontologists as an important link leading to the emergence of T-Rex. However, the evolutionary relationship between Daspletosaurus and T-Rex remains a controversial topic, with fossil evidence both supporting and challenging this hypothesis. In the next section, we will explore the role of Daspletosaurus in the Tyrannosauridae evolutionary tree, as well as scientific debates surrounding the true origins of T-Rex. To determine whether Daspletosaurus was a direct ancestor of T-Rex, scientists have studied the gradual changes in bone structure and morphology of this species over time. Some research suggests that Daspletosaurus underwent anagenesis, meaning it gradually evolved into a new species, in this case possibly T-Rex. Fossils of Daspletosaurus found at different periods indicate that it became increasingly similar to T-Rex, with a wider skull, larger teeth, and a heavier skeleton. This evidence suggests that Daspletosaurus may have been the predecessor of T-Rex, or at the very least played an important role in its evolution as a top predator. However, not all scientists agree with this hypothesis. Although there is much evidence supporting the idea that Daspletosaurus was an ancestor of T-Rex, fossil discoveries have raised doubts about this relationship. One of the most significant discoveries is a fossilized tooth that closely resembles that of T-Rex, but it dates back 77 million years, which means it existed before Daspletosaurus went extinct. This raises a major question. If T-Rex evolved from Daspletosaurus, why did a species with T-Rex-like teeth appear before Daspletosaurus disappeared? Could another tyrannosaur species have evolved in parallel, contributing to the emergence of T-Rex? Without DNA to analyze, determining the precise relationship between different tyrannosaur species remains extremely difficult. However, these discoveries suggest that the evolutionary story of T-Rex is far more complex than we once thought. So, what happened to Daspletosaurus? If it truly played an important role in evolution, why did it disappear from the ecosystem? Let's explore the causes of this predator's extinction. Unlike the mass extinction event at the end of the Cretaceous, which wiped out all non-avian dinosaurs, the extinction of Daspletosaurus does not appear to have been the result of a sudden catastrophe, but may have been due to environmental changes and intense competition within its ecosystem. Scientists have proposed three main hypotheses to explain the extinction of Daspletosaurus: natural disasters, volcanic eruptions. Geological evidence shows that toward the late Cretaceous, North America experienced intense volcanic activity, particularly in the area that is now the Rocky Mountains. These eruptions may have covered the region in volcanic ash, significantly altering the climate. Volcanic explosions could have triggered long-lasting winters, collapsing the food chain as plants failed to photosynthesize. If the environment became harsher, predators like Daspletosaurus, which depended on large prey, may have been severely affected, leading to gradual extinction. Climate change and environmental shifts. Besides volcanic activity, changes in sea levels and average temperatures may have destroyed the habitat of Daspletosaurus. Rising sea levels could have reduced its living space. Ecosystem changes led to an increasing scarcity of food. These factors may have created greater survival pressure, causing Daspletosaurus to gradually lose its advantage in the food chain. Competition from new tyrannosaurs. Another hypothesis suggests that Daspletosaurus was replaced by a more advanced tyrannosaur species. A new tyrannosaur may have emerged, one that was faster and more efficient at hunting, taking over Daspletosaurus' ecological niche. Species like Albertosaurus may have developed more flexible hunting strategies, giving them an advantage in a changing environment. These competitive pressures may have pushed Daspletosaurus toward extinction, clearing the way for the arrival of an even deadlier predator, Tyrannosaurus rex. After Daspletosaurus disappeared, a new and more powerful tyrannosaur rose to dominance in North America, Tyrannosaurus rex. T-Rex was larger, with a stronger skull, and the most powerful bite force of any tyrannosaur before it. It also had a more developed brain, allowing it to hunt more effectively and adapt better to its environment. In many ways, the extinction of Daspletosaurus was not the end, but rather a turning point in evolution, paving the way for the greatest predator in history. In every story of greatness, there is always a trailblazer, one who fights, overcomes challenges, and lays the foundation for future generations to rise to the top. In the world of dinosaurs, this story is no different. Today, when we think of the greatest carnivorous dinosaur, Tyrannosaurus rex, we immediately picture an immortal symbol of power and dominance. But before this king ascended to the throne, there was a warrior, a pioneer that roamed the wild lands of North America, a ruthless predator with bone-crushing jaws and a strength so fearsome that it commanded the entire ecosystem. That warrior was Daspletosaurus. Looking at human history, we see the same pattern. Without the first inventors, there would be no groundbreaking technologies that shape our world today. Without warriors of the past, there would be no great empires. Without those who dared to experiment and embrace failure, there would be no legends of success. Daspletosaurus was one of these pioneers, a crucial link in the evolutionary chain. Without it, we might never have seen the rise of T-Rex. Yet T-Rex is glorified and celebrated in movies, books, and museums. But what about Daspletosaurus? Its name has faded over time, overshadowed by the brilliance of its more famous descendant. But this is not just the fate of Daspletosaurus. It is a reality that has repeated itself throughout history. How many pioneers have been forgotten in the modern world? The scientists who laid the groundwork for great inventions but were never recognized. The artists who revolutionized styles but were only appreciated after others built upon their work. The warriors who paved the way for civilizations, only to have their names lost to time. The truth is, every king has a forerunner, yet the trailblazers are rarely honored. So if you are a fan of T-Rex, if you admire the greatness of the Tyrant King, then take a moment to acknowledge the one who came before. Daspletosaurus may have been forgotten, but its role in history is undeniable. Are you like me? I am a true T-Rex enthusiast, and that's why Daspletosaurus will always have a place in my mind as a symbol of gratitude. And if you subscribe to our channel, we would be just as grateful for your support. We will continue to bring you high-quality videos every day. Thank you all so much.